the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coast to coast, west to east, east to west, north to south, top to bottom. I don't really care, or for that matter, anywhere around the world. Thank you for tuning in today. Aaron's Hour. I am in Virginia Beach, where we've had the craziest weather this week. One day it's 55 and rainy. The next day it's nearly 80. Then the day after that, it's back down to 60 and 80. Man, oh man, I remember in Vegas, it used to be bipolar weather. Well, let me tell you, Virginia Beach isn't that far off. I want to thank you for making me part of your Saturday. As always, that you're watching this, please make sure you put your comments in the chat room. Be happy to check them out also on YouTube as well. Hope you enjoyed last week's show when I was down by the water at the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. But this time I'm back in studio on dry land. But first and foremost, I want to make sure to thank my sponsors, because without them, today's show and really every show that I do really would not be possible. So first and foremost, reveal-llc.com. It's okay to rip the Band-Aid off to allow yourself to heal. Check them out because you can get it on swag, hats, jerseys, or T-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you want to remember that it's okay to feel better and heal. The Voice, that's right, me. I have my own merchandise shop, thevoice.qbstores.com, just like a Hall of Famer. Every show that I've either been on, hosted, produced, logos, the whole shebang, you can order your merch from there. Tidewater Community College, that's right. From here, go anywhere. They're all over the place here in the Hampton Roads section. Rustic Reclaim Design, if you can think it, they can actually carve it or laser it into wood, into stone, whatever you want, slate. They've got everything you need. Think Energy. If you want to start saving money on your energy bill as we get ready to head into the summer months where those air conditioners will start cranking and the pool filters will start working, Think Energy. My buddy Preston is waiting to hear from you to start saving some money on your energy. Real quickly, as always, want to take a quick check into Mr. John Stiles out there in Vegas land. Mr. Stiles, how are you, sir? All right, there you go. There you have it. Well said. From the long white-sleeved coat department of Las Vegas. All right, listen, I got to flip the script a little bit today. Normally we go into Vegas and Rap 2.0 and a lot of fun, goofy stuff, but I have two guests with me today. They're returning guests. I think the last time I chatted with these folks was about a year ago, maybe like right around this time. We were there in the studio talking about their movie Shaken and Stirred. It was in production. We had a couple of bartenders. It's a movie documentary about the flair bartending skill and really sport and what it's done for the bartending industry. And they were knee deep in filming and everything else. Well, guess what? They're about to premiere the movie back there in Vegas. And before we get started with them, here's the official trailer for the movie. Watch this.
I spent a month in New York and a month in Jamaica trading Tom Cruise and Brian Brown in a movie cocktail.
I want to do what that guy's doing. It made Flair mainstream.
Lights are set, judges are ready.
I stood there probably 20 minutes and just watched. I had goosebumps. It's so difficult. It's so extreme.
Somebody should do a documentary.
Showmanship has been a big part of bartending since day one.
And then Vegas just blew up because, entertainment capital of the world. I want to win.
$50,000, $100,000 purses at different competitions around the world.
I don't think people have ever really seen what we do to prepare for these things. Chapow. This is what it's all about.
So what went wrong? Egos took over and things were said which shouldn't have been said.
It was going bigger and bigger and bigger.
There are fears the sell-off will continue on Wall Street.
The money went out the window.
You can sell a cocktail. You can't sell flair behind the bar.
We had to deal with the prissy-ass bartenders. We all want to be the best.
Well, my move is more difficult because I make it look easy.
Lights like tonight make me want to just stop competing because I don't think I'm cut out for it.
And I was standing there with my tooth broke right in half.
Why do I do this? Why do I suffer through this?
I don't really know why it's male-dominated.
There's absolutely male toxicity.
You want to play with glass, you're going to cut yourself.
Literally was up here and we touched bottom.
If that doesn't give you a little flavor, I don't know really what will. And it's funny because that movie with Tom Cruise and the the Flair bartending movie came out right around the time that I was married. And Kokomo was actually, I think, one of the songs in that movie. And that was one of our favorite songs during our wedding down there. Without further ado, it is great to welcome back and spend a little time with my good friends, Deborah Richard, the person behind that movie and producer and friend and cohort in all the movies that they do, Mr. Patrick Wirtz. Guys, it's so good to see you. It's been a year plus. How are you?
Great. It's been amazing. Doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Look, you guys look happy. You guys look sad. The last time I saw you guys when we were in the studio back there, Deborah, listen, you were talking about working 80 hours a day and editing and filming and cutting and all this other stuff. And Patrick was basically spending all kinds of time pumping you with caffeine and energy and everything to do what you got to do. And yeah, I see that. But here's the thing. You guys look charged and ready, man. It's in the can. It's ready to go, right?
Yeah, totally. No, we're really excited. I mean, last time, so much has changed since last time we came on with Deb. Not just Deb, it was Lindsay and Colby.
That's correct.
Bartenders, and they just filled some bottles. Yeah, and now you're on the East Coast. We're still here, and the movie's coming out. We're premiering it in 5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
5 days. And you say we look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but that's because it's very, very early, and all the list of things to do hasn't quite hit us yet. So
well, and that's true.
About 11 a.m. and we might look a little more stressed.
Well, listen. You know what? In order to be successful, though, you got to keep hustling. You got to keep moving. And I was sitting, and as I was getting ready for today's show, I was reminiscing, Deb, about the first time you and I chatted, and you had that movie "Move Me No Mountain" come out. That was the first time you and I talked in my previous studio, talking about that movie. And now here you are, a couple of years later, because that movie, if memory serves, came out, 2023, if memory serves.
What year did 2020, what year is it now?
It came out 2023, yeah.
2023, yeah. So we were, while we were in post-production on that movie, we were already shooting this movie.
Right, yeah, I mean, you have to do that.
Yeah, and each movie took about 3 years with overlap. So we haven't stopped working on feature films since 2021, literally, like every day.
So I may have, and again, I may ask some questions that we've talked about in the past, but of course now I'm proud to say with me here on the East Coast, my viewership has gone up almost 25% per week. I was averaging about 60,000 views previously, and now since out here, I'm up to about 80,000 views. So you got a whole new bunch of fresh eyes on what we're talking about. So your goals for movies now, from beginning to end, from the first time you said action to the premiere in a couple of days. How long has it taken to go from the beginning to the end of finally being able to see it on the screen?
Sure.
Years, days?
That sounds like a producer question.
We started talking about this 2022. Right about now.
Okay.
February, March. We started filming. Our first shot was our Italian bartender, a legend in bartending, Dario, who was in Vegas at the time, but now he's in Patron in Phoenix in July of 2022. And we shot from July of 2022 up until March. I think our last interview was in March of 2023.
And technically, don't tell anyone this, right? It's just between us.
Okay.
You won't be finished until about tea time.
So you're still polishing it up, is what you're saying?
Well, we actually finished it, and then about 4 days ago, our production partners said, "Hey, there's a bunch of names missing from the special packs." And we were like, "Ay." So we're doing a mad scramble, like literally yesterday and today, to have the movie finished. Today.
Wow. Gotcha. Well, listen, you know what? In a way, it's a good thing when you have other eyes looking at certain things, because I got to imagine after a while, the two of you, it's like tunnel vision. You know, you're seeing the brain is playing tricks on you after a while, but to have a fresh set of eyes, find some things is probably never a bad. You would like it before the 11th hour.
Yes, yeah. And it's funny you say about that because, I was in a edit hole for like the best part of the last year, and I was working so hard on coloring the movie that after a year of just staring at it all the time, my eyes have gone screwy. And I ended up with like green people, and I'm like saying to Pat, "Did those skin tones look good?" And Pat's like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" So I've literally colored the movie 3 times over.
Wow!
Because you just like you say, you get in a tunnel.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. There's so much that I want to ask about this, but as I was watching the clip and I saw the competitions, the earlier visuals in the trailer of some of the bartending flair competitions, nowadays, just about anything can be considered a sport. Cornhole, I never figured would be an event, right? I mean, soon I'm sure we're going to see it in the Olympics. I have a funny feeling we're going to see cornhole in the Olympics. But to me, watching the clip there and seeing really skill. I mean, we're talking true skill. Throwing a beanbag into a hole 20 yards away from you, to me, do you think something like this could eventually hit a bigger stage of competition, like seriously, like an Olympic level type of event as a sporting event?
No, and the reason being is that alcohol is the dividing, line. Like when in its heyday, when Flair became really, really big, Flair bartending about 20 years ago, it nearly crossed over to the X Games. And the reason it didn't is because you can market a skateboard to a 5-year-old. You can't do that with a bottle of Smirnoff. So that's the reason that it never broke through to the mainstream, and that's the reason why it's been underground for so long, and the reason why we wanted to put a light on this in the first place.
Makes perfect sense. I mean, to me, I get the philosophical concern, but isn't it really up to the parents to teach the kids right from wrong about not drinking alcohol? I mean, again, I digress. I'm sorry, I digress. Listen, I'm gonna go a little curveball on you a little bit. You guys have gone through my questions in the past, but I got something different for you. We only have a couple of minutes before our first break, so here's what I did to kind of lighten the things up. I want to test your guys' movie knowledge.
Oh, cool. That's great. That's great. We're up for it.
Now, I am not going to ask for confirmation of anybody's birth year or birth date or age, but I have a list of the top 10 movies from 1977.
Ooh.
Oh, I know this. Yeah. I can help you.
Yeah, I think we got this.
We got this.
So what I want you to do is in the next 2 minutes, I want you to name some movies, and I will confirm yay or nay as to whether they are on this list that I printed off this morning in this top 10 list. So give me your first thought without Googling it, without looking it up.
You know the number one.
Well, Star Wars.
Star Wars is ding, 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 number one. As a matter of fact, in this article, they actually put number one, saying without number one, the way movies are filmed today would have been so different. It changed the way films were made. So you got it. Star Wars was number one on the list. Next, give me another one.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Was number 3, which is ironic to the title of the movie that it was number 3 on the list. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't think anybody played with their mashed potatoes yet, or didn't not play with their mashed potatoes after seeing Richard Dreyfuss in his house. All right, you got 2 out of 10. Give me one more before we go to break. Let's see what you got.
We got this.
Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever. I was going to say, what? We just saw that.
I was just going to, did you watch that? Saturday Night Fever was number 4. That's right. John Travolta, the white suit, the whole thing. As a matter of fact, every guy at that time, when I had hair, had that feathered back look down the middle with the feathered side. So absolutely. Did you guys see the Saturday Night Live 50-year stuff, by the way?
Yeah. It was fantastic. Totally, we watched the movie recently as well.
Did you? So it's funny. It's my wife and I just watched when they re-aired the very first episode with George Carlin. That was on the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
It was not a very, you watch it now with very different eyes than you did 50 years ago. Man, my wife and I looked at each other like, Carlin really wasn't that funny. Or this wasn't that funny. It was like, okay, different time. But SNL is a classic. All right, let's see if you got one more before we go to break.
Okay, I'll go out on a limb here. I think Patrick's knowledge of this is better than mine, but I'll go out on a limb. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Ooh, not bad, but not on this top 10 list.
No, 75.
See how good he is?
So, okay. All right, John, let's go to our first break. Guys, when we come back, we're going to get more in depth about the movie, where it's happening, where you can see it, merchandise, websites. And I just found out literally before we went on the air, John's going to show this on the crawl when we come back. Deborah and Patrick actually have a YouTube channel that really takes you behind the curtain on what it takes to actually put a movie together, including they took a little snippet of this show that I'm going to be in their next video. You're watching Aaron's Hour. We'll be right back. Founded in 2021 by husband and wife duo Jason and Melissa Taylor, Rustic Reclaimed Design is a small business proudly owned by a woman and disabled Navy veteran. Rustic Reclaimed Design specializes in custom handmade and laser engraved products. By combining craftsmanship and creativity, Rustic Reclaimed Design delivers unique, high-quality items. Whether it is a personalized gift, something for the home, or a custom design, their mission is to create a piece that brings your vision to life. Visit us on Facebook by searching Rustic Reclaimed Design Send an email to sales@rusticreclaimdesign.com or simply call 757-567-2790. Rustic Reclaim Design is where we craft connections one unique piece at a time. It seems like the cost of keeping the lights on goes up way too often. Do you wish there was something you can do to control the energy costs in your own home to keep the lights on? I want you to Think Energy. Think Energy has partnerships across the country that takes advantage of solar farms. Solar farms actually reduce the dependency on your local electric company by having part of your electricity actually come from these solar farms, which in turn reduces your costs. To learn more, contact Preston Pearson by dialing 229-291-8329 or send an email to cp3foralltime@gmail.com. There is no better time to think energy. All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, Coast to Coast. Today I have returning guests and good friends. I'm going to say good friends because anybody who wants to come back on this show more than once has got to be a good friend. And I'm going to say normally doesn't have a life, but you guys have a busy life. So I appreciate you taking time to be with me this morning. Patrick Wirtz, Deborah Richards there on screen. And really to help you can see, I keep flipping around my back screen here that I've got the visuals behind me and just keeping the name out there. Also at the bottom of the screen, ladies and germs, youtube.com/director Deborah, DEBORAH Richards. Every day they post about a 2-hour video showing you behind the scenes of what it takes to put a movie that's about, what, an hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that what, right? See, I did my homework. People think I come into these interviews and I don't know nothing. No, I do my prep work. A minute, an hour 40, and what it takes to really do it. And I'm sure I know I'm going to be looking forward to seeing it, especially the next episode. Hint, hint. So 1988, a movie comes out called Cocktail with Tom Cruise. And that's what I alluded to in my opening because Kokomo was a song in that movie, if memory serves. And of course, when I got married in 89 and I went to the islands and all that stuff, everywhere you went, everybody was singing that song. So bartending's been around a long time. When was the transition from just standard, hey, barkeep, give me a whiskey, to this now flair? Was it really the movie? You said it's been underground, but talk about the birth of flair bartending.
She used to be a flair bartender, so she would know.
Yeah, it's actually it dates back to the 1800s.
Okay.
So it's got a very, very long history. Who was it? Jerry
Thomas.
Jerry Thomas, AKA the professor. He used it in the 1800s. He used to make a
Blue Blazer
cocktail where he would pour the ingredients from one cup to the other and they'd be on fire. And that was the one of the first recorded times of a bartender going above and beyond and adding a showman aspect to the drink serving.
Is there a reason why, and I caught the wording of this in the trailer, that flair bartending seems to be more of a male-dominant skill set? Is there a reason that men kind of went that way first?
Well, I think bartending itself is definitely a male-dominated profession. Although women bartenders, apparently, they get better tips than guys. So
Sure they do.
There you go. But, we bring it up in the movie and, basically you're throwing bottles around. There's glass flying. Sometimes it's going to fall back on your face, on your arm. Maybe it's just more physical, that physicality that women might stay away from. Maybe not because they don't want to do things, flipping bottles, but they don't want to, they want to keep, everything nice and pretty,
Yeah, I think that the danger aspect is definitely part of it because it is a dangerous activity. And I think maybe it might be more male-dominated as well because maybe female bartenders don't have to try as hard to make as much money, whereas male bartenders might have to bring something more to the table to financially compete. And these are all kind of valid reasons.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me translate that for you. Sex sells, okay? You have an attractive lady, toss some bottles. But no, your point is valid. I mean, there's no question. And But the movie that comes to mind on the flip side to that, Coyote Ugly, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that more of the female flair bartending stuff too?
Yeah. I mean, they did a little bit of flipping bottles, but it's funny, even in Coyote Ugly and the movie Cocktail, the amount of flair of actual bottle flipping in those movies is minuscule. I think, but it just made such a big impact that we remember those movies for those moments.
Right.
But they form such a little part of the movie that it's really incredible how those movies had such a big and enduring influence on bartenders around the world.
And that's perfectly said, because that really brings out the importance of the entertainment factor of flair bartending.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you may not remember a certain scene in a movie, but boy, seeing Tom Hanks toss those bottles, or the ladies up on the bar doing their thing with a couple of bottles, that will stand out because that's the entertainment side. And I think more and more people, well, most people want to be entertained in every possible facet that they can. And now just throwing a couple of glass bottles, hey, let's bring back the chainsaw juggling guy too while we're at it. Yes, I mean, but so if someone wanted to pick up the skill set of flair bartending, what are some of the attributes that someone should have before you even think about trying to become a flair bartender?
Well, I think a passion for bartending is what needs to precede that. You know, it's like Tiger Woods was an amazing golfer before he started bouncing a golf ball on a club, right?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
It's an evolution,
Sure.
right? So flair bartending, yes, there have been cases of people that learned to flip bottles and then went out and got a bartending job, but they weren't great bartenders. And truly great bartenders have a combination of skill sets. They're great mixologists, and they come to flair afterwards, after they're a bartender. So I would say if you're curious about the world of flair bartending and you want to pursue flair bartending specifically as a career path, get into bartending first, and then let it be an evolution of your skill set.
There you go. That's sound advice. I could certainly. You're not going to go out swinging at 100-mile-an-hour fastball if you've never picked up a bat before. So
Sure, exactly. If you can't make a mojito, flipping 3 bottles behind a bar isn't going to make you any money.
All right, so let's talk about the debut. March 25th, that's Tuesday of next week, if my calendar is correct.
Yes.
Let's talk about what is it open to the public? Let's talk about the debut here. What you got going on Tuesday?
Sure, we have a world premiere at the Beverly Theater in downtown Las Vegas on the 25th of March, which is coming up really quick. It's a sold-out event, 200 VIPs. It's sponsored by Patron Tequila and Finest Core Mixers. We're very, very excited about it. And then the next day, it'll be available worldwide on the website flairdocumentary.com, and it'll be available for to stream, to rent or purchase. But you can actually go to that website right now, and for the next 5 days, just for your viewers, you can purchase it for 10% with 10% off. So flairdocumentary.com, check it out. It's a cool film.
So that will actually be available as of the 26th then, correct?
Yeah, you can pre-order it today with the saving.
Right.
But then on the 26th, you can watch it and be one of the first in the world to see it. Then it'll go through a festival run, and then later in the year, it'll be out on Amazon.
Okay, so Amazon is the goal, not like movie theaters or anything. Getting it out on worldwide distribution through Amazon is the ultimate goal?
Yeah, it won't be a theatrical release because, theatrical screenings are contracting around the world, and there's less and less screens, and documentaries are a tough sell in theaters.
Yeah.
And we're in the attention economy now, so everything is streaming and online.
Although if people follow us on our social media, you'll see about maybe some film festivals we'll be at where we will be able to see it on the big screen. And we're excited this Tuesday. The Beverly Theater is a great place to watch it on the big screen. So yeah, we're really excited.
Do you guys have any plans to come to the East Coast for a quote-unquote second premiere? Like, I don't know, maybe Virginia Beach? They've got some new theaters here downtown. You got Norfolk. You guys coming to the East Coast?
We're definitely open to having special screenings. So if anyone's watching this and they have a bar or a festival or some event of note and they want to speak to us about hosting a screening, we can certainly do that. I think we have about a dozen festivals that we're still waiting to hear back from, and those are all over the country. mostly in bar towns, in hot nightclub or bar hotspots.
A couple in Florida, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, my wheels are turning. I mean, Virginia Beach oceanfront is a beautiful view. So I'm going to give my friend here a plug, and I want you to do me a favor and write down this website. The website is called drink7skies.com. It's an adult cocktail beverage company. I know the guy, I know the owner personally, but I'm thinking about this because you have Patron Tequila, you have the alcohol beverage companies involved with your premiere. Perhaps we make a little connection with him and you and with people that we may know out this way, and have him get involved to help him. So, the wheels are turning, you know what I'm saying?
That sounds great. You see, everything starts with talking. In fact, this movie started with a podcast with two people interviewing me about my former life as a bartender and my now life as a filmmaker. Right. And at the end of that podcast, I said to these guys who are all friends of mine and legends in the bar biz, we should make a documentary. And then roped Patrick in, and it all just started from talking. So
there you go. I love it. And if you ever have a role for a 60-year-old fat Jewish balding guy, just let me know. Or at least the use of his voice, if nothing else. All right. We have about 3 minutes left before bottom of the hour break. Let's get back to our list, folks. I'm testing their knowledge on the top 10 movies of 1977. So far, we have gotten Saturday Night Fever was number 4, Close Encounters was 3, Star Wars was number 1. 7 more to go. Let's see what you got.
Okay.
We did not look this up.
Yeah. We conferred.
We did talk. Annie Hall.
Number 9 on the list. Annie Hall is correct. One of Woody Allen's one and only true, really good movies. I
would argue with that, but it did win the Oscar in 1977, and that's why I remember it.
Right. No, absolutely. All right. That's good. Let's try another one.
One of my favorites of all time, Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit, which made driving a Camaro so much better those days, was number 2 on the list. Burt Reynolds and Sally Field.
So we have the top 4. We have 4. Top 4.
Yeah, the top 4. So we are down to, you're looking for number 10, 8, 7, 5, and 6. What you got? These may get a little more obscure.
Yeah, okay, I know this was a hit, but I don't know if it's in the top 10. The Turning Point.
No, Turning Point was not in this list of top 10, but good guess, though.
I want to say Deer Hunter was 78, so I can't be 70. Deer Hunter.
Can't be the Deer Hunter.
Okay, so now it's getting to, maybe Car Wash.
Working at the car wash. Baby.
That was 77, but no.
Nope, that was not on this top 10 list. As I'm looking at the remaining titles, I'm trying to figure out how I can possibly give hints without giving the title away. But
give us a hint.
I will start. No, John, not Harold. John guessed Harold and Maude. That is not
71, 72, yeah.
But let's take another stab for another 1 or 2 before we go to break, and then I'll start dropping hints on the other side.
What about the Jack Nicholson one? Oh no, that was before One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Sorry.
Yeah, that was before the one.
I was thinking
Rocky was 76, so it couldn't be Rocky.
Couldn't be so Rocky.
Oh man. I know Car Wash was 77, and I loved that as a kid, but I know it's not there. 77.
What year was Grease?
Grease was 78. Grease was 78, yeah. Okay, Saturday Night
Right here, I'll give you one hint on one of them. This was a James Bond film.
Oh, you know it. The Spy Who Loved Me.
I was going to say Spy
Who Loved Me was number 7 on that list in the top 10.
Wow, best James Bond theme song.
Yep. Oh, that's true. That's right. Absolutely. The Spy. That's it. Yep.
And it inspired something in our movie too. Shaken and Stirred. Watch the opening credits and don't tell us what inspired it.
Okay. On that scene now, I'll have to spend the $10 and actually watch it now for sure.
Including
all right. We're going to step aside for a bottom of the hour break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking about the movie releases, what other projects they're thinking about, and we're going to get to the rest of the top 10 list. And I've got to come up with ways to come up with some good hints on the remaining movie titles. Hey, you're watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coast to coast with Deborah and Patrick, shaken, not stirred. We'll be right back.
Your path to a meaningful career begins at Tidewater Community College. We're here to help you every step of the way, from application to financial aid, to helping you transfer to the four-year college of your choice and even placement in in-demand careers. Whether you're looking to transition from the military, want to go part-time while you work, or make a full-time career change, TCC is here for you with multiple campuses throughout the region. Enroll today at Tidewater Community College. From here, go anywhere.
To reveal means to make something, secret or hidden, publicly or generally known. The phrase, covering the wound doesn't stop the hurt, can be applied to any situation and is based on individual experiences. This phrase is not a solution, but our goal is that it inspires you to acknowledge the wounds you've been covering far too long. These words are meant to help you to unlock your inner strength to begin the process of self-healing. Whether you like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, or jogger sets, go to reveal-llc.com now and order what you need to remind you that it's okay to rip off the Band-Aid to begin to heal.
Have you ever wanted to dress like a Hall of Fame broadcaster but didn't know where to begin? In 2018, Aaron Phillips was inducted in the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, and The Voice was born. Aaron has been part of many successful podcast programs, and branding those programs plays a vital role. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and order the latest embroidered products featuring the logos of many of Aaron's shows. Discounts and flat shipping rates are available on all orders, regardless of quantity, on men's, women's, and kids' apparel, and many accessories. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and let Aaron's voice speak to you.
All right, welcome back, John. I'm sending you the link to the website where people can register for the $10 special preview post.
It's 10% off.
You get it for $10 or $10.
No, it's 10% off.
10% off. So, John, if you put that in the crawl, we'd appreciate it. All right, Deborah Richards, Patrick is with us. Patrick Wirtz is here. These are the brainchild people behind Shaken and Stirred. Of course, the title alone, of course, reminiscent of, James Bond and how he liked his martinis, right?
You know why he had them shaken and stirred? Do you know why?
No, I do not. Nope, I do not.
Okay, when you shake a drink with ice, you essentially water it down.
Okay.
So whenever he was drinking with a fiendish foe or a beautiful woman, he would have his martini slightly watered down so he would keep the edge.
Ooh, I like it. There you go. See? I want you as my next Trivial Pursuit partner. If you know stuff like that. All right. So let's recap real quickly. If you're in Las Vegas, Tuesday, March 25th, what's going on out there again?
The world premiere of Shaken and Stirred, but you can't come because it's sold out.
Well, that's all right. They can at least wave at you walking in.
It's going to be an amazing night. We're really excited.
Do you guys have a merchandise shop for the movie? Do you have I know I went on the website, but is there merchandise available? People get hats, shirts, and the stuff?
Yeah. Actually, if you go to 1905films.com, which is our studio, it's called 1905 because that was the year Vegas was founded.
Oh.
And, if you go to 1905films.com, we have a merch store there, and you can find merchandise for not only Shaken and Stirred, but our other projects as well.
Excellent. Well, my wife's going to be unhappy when I spend some money on there. That which is okay. Listen, I love supporting my friends and what they do and their endeavors, so it's great. Beverly Theater is a great venue. Oh, John must hang out there.
It's a super cool venue. It's a one-screen theater with an open-air party place up top, and it was created specifically for premieres and special screenings.
And where's it located?
Just around the corner from Fremont.
It's on 6th Street, right behind the Federal Building, the courthouse. Not too far, a couple blocks from Fremont Street.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's very cool venue, very hip.
And it really upped the game in Las Vegas. It really upped the game. You'll have to visit next time you're back.
Well, I'm due out there. Family friend's son is getting married August 2nd. So I think we're going to be coming out around that time. So I'll hit you up when I come out so we can catch up and do a lunch or meal if you're not, painting the town green or something in your movies there, Deborah. So let's talk about what's next. What's on the docket? What projects you're working on? What can we look forward to after Shaken and Stirred does its thing?
Well, literally in 2 weeks' time, we start the next movie. So we are gluttons for punishment. We've been in development of this next movie for the last year and a half. But it's going to be our biggest movie to date. It's a horror called Scissormouth.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big project. It's going to be like the budget is 10 times bigger than our last two films.
Wow.
So it's a big step up from us, and of course another multi-year project. And right now we don't even know if we're shooting it in the top two places are Poland or West Virginia. So,
upstate, we're getting some good vibes from upstate New York too.
Yeah, so we might be going international with this, or we're certainly breaking out of Vegas and shooting it elsewhere. Okay. And it's 10 times the size of our first three films, so that's a really big jump for us.
Well, that's good. That should listen. That if for nothing else, guys, that shows the determination and the success. That your brand is gaining huge traction, obviously. And the success of Movie No Mountain and now Shaken and Stirred, now those other projects should be coming your way and those bigger projects. So it's working out, I'm sure, exactly the way you drew it up when you guys started in 1905, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, the dream is to make better films each time, to reach wider audiences each time.
Absolutely.
So and making a movie is such a difficult, insane, multi-headed dragon of a thing that you can't help but learn so much and grow so much over that experience, and you bring that wealth of knowledge and experience to the next project. So it's definitely an incremental process from each film to each film, but it's definitely going the right direction.
Well, that's good. Well, again, in all seriousness, so as you do your projects, needs for voiceover work or anything, please, I'm at your disposal.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah.
We'd love to work with you.
The only thing I'd ask for is just new swag for each movie. You wouldn't even have to pay me. Anyway.
That's the least of the asks that we've been getting lately. So
I'm sure. Well, listen, if I could pay a bill or two, I wouldn't mind either. But you guys are friends of mine. I would love to just do whatever I can to continue to support you guys. So if you have some voiceover work that you need, that voice in the back there, don't go to that car that's running. That's
You're hired. Great audition.
All right. We only have a couple of minutes, so I can let you guys go. So we have 4 more movies to go. So I'm going to give you a hint, hopefully, for movie.
Before the hint.
You have. Okay.
Before the hint.
Go ahead.
Richard Dreyfuss is the key. He was also he got the Oscar for The Goodbye Girl that year. Neil Simon's huge hit.
No, not in the top 10, but I do remember the movie though. Might have been that might have been like number 10.5. Wasn't on the list that I pulled. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the horror theme because our next film is a horror. The Exorcist 2.
No.
Oh man.
No.
Okay, we'll take that hint now.
Okay, we're showing you what we like to watch.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the hint for number 6, which is a thriller movie. Okay. I want to reserve telling you who the stars are, but my hint is this. Non-swimmers area of a pool is considered what? What part of the pool should non-swimmers go to?
The deep end. Oh, the deep.
Shallow.
The deep.
The deep was number. See, that was a good hint. Number 6 was The Deep. Stars Jacqueline Bisset, Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
What's funny is I once made a short called The Shallow End.
Did you? What was that about?
It was about a little girl who at night would sneak out of her bed and go and visit this mermaid in her swimming pool.
Oh.
But the twist of the story was that she had actually passed, and the last book she was reading was about mermaids, and the mermaid was helping her to pass over to get to the good place.
Wow.
And in the end, she swims off with the mermaid underwater.
Very well. All right. That's a nice. I like that concept. I like that. A nice vision. A mermaid helping the young child. All right, here we go. Here's number 10 on the list. Here's your. This is. I don't know if I really like this clue, but I wrote these down during that last commercial break really quickly. So number 10. Here's your clue. What would you call overcooked steak? You're trying to eat it.
Sure. Crispy, burnt, delicious.
All right. Burt Reynolds was in this movie, and it was a sports movie.
The football one.
The football one, yeah. With Nick Nolte.
The longest,
An overcooked,
longest yard. The longest yard.
Oh, nope. An overcooked steak, if you try to bite into it, you would say is what?
Tough hit. Tough question.
Semi-tough was number 10 on the list.
Okay.
Semi-tough.
Okay.
I saw it a long time ago. Yeah.
All right. I thought that was a good one. All right, number 8 on the movie. On the movie list.
Is it a Clint Eastwood movie?
On the no, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. So this one was kind of tough to come up with a hint without totally giving it away. Well, let's just say that the singer who did the song Country Road was one of the co-stars in this movie.
Not Convoy. Country Road. John. Oh God.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah,
that's
John
right.
Denver and George Burns. Yeah.
Wow, this was
The extra credit if you can tell me how old George Burns was at the time of that movie.
88.
Deborah?
I'm going to say 64.
81.
Wow.
That's how old he was at the time.
Amazing.
81.
George is amazing.
Goodness. Was released on October 7th, and it earned $41.7 million in the domestic box office that year. So,
oh God, I remember. I saw it.
Loved it. Oh God 2 was horrible, by the way, but the original one is very good. All right, here you go. Here's the last one. My hint on this one is I'm going to give you the list of stars that were in this movie because I really couldn't come up with a better hint. So the reason I'm going to do that is because one of my favorite words, plethora, is in the description. So this movie had a plethora of great actors starring Sean Connery, Laurence Olivier, Robert Redford, Anthony Hopkins, Michael, Ryan O'Neal,
Angela Lansbury.
No, and the recently departed Gene Hackman.
It was a mystery.
Nope.
It's a mystery to me.
It was.
I was thinking Agatha Christie movies that started.
It was a World War II movie. Co-written by William Goldman, who also did All the President's Men, Butch Cassidy, The Sundance Kid.
Butch Cassidy, The Sundance Kid, yeah.
We're the same age, but his memory is a lot better than mine because I had more fun in the 90s.
There you go. You ready for it?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be one of those titles, Patrick, that you're going to go, oh, I knew it. This was a movie entitled A Bridge Too Far.
Yes.
Released by United Artists
on Channel 5, yeah.
June 15th, collected $50.8 million in 1977 in the domestic box office movie list. There you go. Those are the top 10 movies. I thought a little something different there. But you know what?
Fun. Thank you. It was great.
Absolutely. Worst game of charades I've ever seen. Shut up, John. You didn't like my help with trying to get you to say, you said tough, and I'm trying to get you to say semi-tough. All right. You guys have another appointment, so I'm going to get you out of here even 2 minutes earlier than I was going to, so you have time to catch your breath before your next event. So, again, check it out. Go to what website, guys?
FlairDocumentary.com.
And that will register you 10% off to see the movie after the world premiere makes its mark in Las Vegas on the 25th. You will be able to watch it on the 26th and be able to enjoy this movie before it hits worldwide distribution on Amazon by the end of the year. Is that right, what you said?
Oh, yeah. Probably 6 months. In 6 months, it'll be on Amazon.
Okay. That'll be about the beginning of fall. So good stuff. I always love catching up with my friends Deborah and Patrick. Guys, check it out. And then, of course, on YouTube, check it out at Director Deborah Richards, the YouTube channel. Every day they drop 2 hours of behind the scenes of putting stuff together. Guys, thank you taking time today with the premiere and final editing and everything. I know time is of value for you. And having stolen you for 45 minutes means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Good luck with the movie, and I look forward to doing more with you down the line.
Thank you so much, Handsome. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, love. See you guys. We'll talk soon. All right, John, final break of the show. When we come back, we got some Vegas Wrap 2.0 stuff to share, and then we're out of here. We'll be right back.
With an award-winning and dedicated faculty and 4 beautiful campuses, Tidewater Community College proudly serves nearly 25,000 students a year, 48% of whom pursue degrees that let them transfer to four-year institutions. At Tidewater Community College, 65% of our students attend part-time, so they can earn while they learn, and 1/3 of our students are military-related. Enroll today at Tidewater Community College. From here, go anywhere.
Founded in 2021 by husband and wife duo Jason and Melissa Taylor, Rustic Reclaimed Design is a small business proudly owned by a woman and disabled Navy veteran. Rustic Reclaimed Design specializes in custom handmade and laser engraved products. By combining craftsmanship and creativity, Rustic Reclaimed Design delivers unique, high-quality items. Whether it is a personalized gift, something for the home, or a custom design, their mission is to create a piece that brings your vision to life. Visit us on Facebook by searching Rustic Reclaimed Design. Send an email to sales@rusticreclaimdesign.com or simply call 757-567-2790. Rustic Reclaimed Design is where we craft connections one unique piece at a time. It seems like the cost of keeping the lights on goes up way too often. Do you wish there was something you can do to control the energy costs in your own home to keep the lights on? I want you to Think Energy. Think Energy has partnerships across the country that takes advantage of solar farms. Solar farms actually reduce the dependency on your local electric company by having part of your electricity actually come from these solar farms, which in turn reduces your costs. To learn more, contact Preston Pearson by dialing 229-291-8329 or send an email to cp3foralltime@gmail.com. There is no better time to think energy. All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. My goodness, I love those guys. So, when you meet some people who just had the passion for what they do and want to see through their success, all you can do is just want to continue to wish them well and excited for the prospect of what this movie will do for them. All right. So what I usually like to do at this point, and I don't know what's going on there in Vegas, but I've been scouring the news this past week to try to find stuff about, winners and casino fairs and people walking away with money. But hey, the only thing that popped up on my news feed, Virginia Beach is trying to catch up with the winners here. You guys may not know this, but over in Portsmouth, which is about a 15-mile ride from where I am in Virginia Beach, the Rivers Casino is there. It's located right next to the Tidewater Community College campus in Portsmouth. So that casino is here, and then they just recently announced the Tidewater Tides, the AAA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, plays baseball here. And what they've done now, and this is something that Vegas should have done with the A's, not in the middle of the Strip, should have done it up west, but enough about that. The Tidewater Stadium, they've sold off some of the land there. Now they are starting to build a new casino on the same property where the ball field is. That's going to start inhibiting parking. They haven't done anything to address the parking situation there, but casinos are starting to become a thing out here, which is, I guess, okay. It's going to help the economy with everything that's going on. All right, so let's talk about a couple of locals here in the state of Virginia that actually have won. So listen, we got lottery tickets. This is why back in Vegas years ago, and John, you can pop on if you get a second, there was always a discussion about how to help the educational system there in the state. And a lot of the discussion was always around lottery tickets. Right, John? I mean, even for $1. But the casinos wouldn't back it.
That's right. They were even offered a portion of the proceeds.
Right, exactly right.
And I mean, are they so paranoid about somebody spending $1 on a lottery ticket that, and I mean, if you want the lottery ticket, you can drive half an hour, 40 minutes up to state line and get all the lottery tickets you want. Right. So the fact that they are too stupid to capitalize on, I mean, come on, man.
Well, and the revenue and the revenue for the lottery tickets were supposed to go towards the education budget. So that was the other thing.
Right. Yeah. Just like the cannabis.
Marijuana,
yeah.
The
right,
marijuana.
Right,
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a whole
sure.
other story. But that always just proved to me how strong the casino lobbyists are up in the state capitol there, because you don't want to mess. But anyway, so here's the thing: Virginia Beach woman wins big bucks playing the lottery. A Virginia Beach woman won a jackpot playing the Virginia lottery, all from the comfort of her home. She didn't even have to go buy a ticket. According to lottery officials, Cheryl Nettingham decided to play the lottery's Bucks triple play game on her phone over this last weekend. Upon realizing that she had just won, are you ready for this? $893,232. She told her husband, and I quote, "I have something to share with you. You might want to sit down." End quote. She told lottery officials she was stunned and in disbelief. So now Virginia Beach has even made it easier to become a millionaire. You ain't even got to get your ass off the couch to go spend $1 in the store. For
You know, speaking of running up to the state line and getting the lottery ticket, I don't know if we talked about this a couple of weeks back, but there was a guy that won the Mega Millions from out here at State Line.
Yep.
And anyway, so there's a thing in the paper about, he came home and told his wife, "Hey, start packing. I just won the lottery. I won $8 million. And she goes, "Great. Where are we going?" He said, "I don't care. Just pack and get out."
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, here's another lottery winner, and I don't know why they seem to be all women, but this is up in Fairfax County. A woman stopped at a convenience store, paid off big time, making her a millionaire. Jennifer Ivy of Ashburn went to a 7-Eleven located on Pleasant Valley Road in Chantilly Lace, what a pretty, and picked up a 100-time the money scratcher from the Virginia Lottery. She went home and got to scratching. When all was said and done, she netted the game's top prize, $5 million. That's right. The headline in the newspaper simply said $5 million. She said, quote, "It feels amazing. It really does," Ivy told officials as she redeemed her ticket. "I just kind of stared at it because I couldn't believe it." Ivy, who made the choice of taking the full $5 million in annual payments over the course of 30 years, or a one-time cash of $3.2 million before taxes,
take the cash.
Right? So
always take the cash.
Always take the cash. The 7-Eleven where she bought the ticket gets a cool $10,000 bonus for selling the winning ticket. I mean, think about for a 7-Eleven winning $10,000 commission.
Okay, so think about this, right? You are the clerk that sold that ticket, right?
Right.
The guy who owns the store gets the 10 grand. What do you think the clerk's going to get?
He's going to get his paycheck the following week. That's what they're going to. But it's like, but think about that, because you go into these convenience stores and a lot of the items are overpriced, but some are priced like a regular store. But you think about somebody runs in for a 99-cent package of gum or a banana for $1.50 that's sitting there. $10,000 now for a convenience store. You don't have to worry about so many bananas and cigarette boxes. It's a nice windfall. All right, here's some events coming up for the month of April here in the Virginia Beach area. East Coast She Crab Soup Classic. She crab. You know what she crab soup is?
Nope.
Okay, well, she crab soup is soup made of crab. It's a delicacy out here. It's almost like a clam chowder-esque style, only it's thicker.
Right.
But Eileen and I we're getting acclimated to trying it in different locations. Some are good, some not so good. Very oily. But that is Saturday, April 5th. Also live on Atlantic, Friday through Saturday, April 11th through 12th, down at Atlantic Ocean on the beachfront. There's music down there. Bulls and Barrels Beach Rodeo, Saturday and Sunday, April 12th through the 13th. And again, live on Atlantic, again, Friday, Saturday, April 18th and 19th. Plus, I want to mention, if you're here in the local listening area, April 5th at 10 o'clock, Mount Trashmore is the Foundation Fighting Blindness Walkathon. Registration starts at 10. The walk kicks off at 11 at Mount Trashmore. As a matter of fact, next week's guest will be the folks from the Foundation Fighting Blindness, and I'm actually going to be the MC for that walk on the 5th of April. So they're going to be with.
What's the elevation of that mountain?
Probably about 5 stories tall.
Really, that big, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. We did. You know what? We'll have to find a picture. I know I did a story about something about Mount Trashmore.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
But we'll bring it. I'll tell you what. When you think about that, it was refuse. It was a garbage dump that they turned into this beautiful park. You don't smell anything. You don't know that it was what it was, a trash dump. They've really done a nice job, and they are very active. They had a lot of fairs and in the grounds there. Eileen and I have walked. It's a 1 mile walk around the lake there. I mean, it's really beautiful. It really, really is. So that's April 5th. Mark your calendar, September 20th. The historic Kempsville Family Fun Fest will be held September 20th. Day of events of food, fun, taking you back to colonial times. Here, Old Kempsville in 1775, the War of Independence, the Revolutionary War broke out. The very first shot that was fired in that war happened right here in Old Kempsville. Yours truly has been tapped to be the town crier for that event, and I will be in colonial garb, jacket, hat, no wig though, feather, and the bell as the town crier, sharing historical facts. I told them I would only do it if I could stand on a box that says Google in front of it. So I don't know how that will be. But listen, guys, there's a lot of great stuff going on. If you remember last week's show when I was out at the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, we talked about the shells and the event that they have coming up at Pinecombe. Well, I signed my wife and I up to do that on May 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to be out there to have some fun and learn about this stuff, getting in the mud and the slick and the slime and the shells. So Eileen and I will be there. So anybody in the local area who wants to do that, you can message me through Facebook. You can also go to the ChesapeakeCBF.org under their events tab, and you can sign up as well. But it's something that actually goes on throughout the whole summer at different locations. But we're going to be there at Pinecombe on the very first day they kick off, because the barge will be coming across with all the shells in those big bins that we saw during last week's show. I told them I want to ride on the boat. I don't care about getting dirty. I want to ride on the barge. That's all I want. Anyway, all right, with that, hey, everybody, thank you for making me part of your Saturday. Again, special thank you to my guests, Deborah Richard, Patrick Wirtz, and, of course, my sponsors. We have revealed-LLC.com. It's okay to rip the Band-Aid off and feel better about life. The Voice Hall of Fame merchandise. You can take advantage of that. thevoice.qbstores.com. Tidewater Community College. It is the largest community college in the 23-school network here in the Hampton Roads area. From here, go anywhere. Rustic Reclaimed Design. If you have design in mind, whether it's in wood, laser, or rock or slate, they can laser engrave whatever you have in mind. And last but not least, my good friend Preston, Think Energy. Now's the time to start saving on your energy bills going into the summer. Think Energy can save you percent to anywhere from maybe 5 to 20%, depending upon where you live. As always, John, thank you very much for everything, my friend. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thank you for watching. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. We'll see you next time right here on Aaron's Hour. Thank you for watching.
Have you ever wanted to dress like a Hall of Fame broadcaster, but didn't know where to begin? In 2018, Aaron Phillips was inducted in the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, and The Voice was born. Aaron has been part of many successful podcast programs, and branding those programs plays a vital role. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and order the latest embroidered products featuring the logos of many of Aaron's shows. Discounts and flat shipping rates are available on all orders, regardless of quantity, on men's, women's, and kids' apparel, and many accessories. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and let Aaron's voice speak to you.
To reveal means to make something, secret or hidden, publicly or generally known. The phrase, covering the wound doesn't stop the hurt, can be applied to any situation and is based on individual experiences. This phrase is not a solution, but our goal is that it inspires you to acknowledge the wounds you've been covering far too long. These words are meant to help you to unlock your inner strength to begin the process of self-healing. Whether you like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, or jogger sets, go to revealed-llc.com now and order what you need to remind you that it's okay to rip off the Band-Aid to begin to heal.